Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in the province. And now coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, the implementation of the basic construction plan in Tay Ninh province in the first 3 months of 2022 has basically completed the detailed delivery of the new capital plan. However, the disbursement for implementing the public investment plan from 2021 to January 31st, 2022 was still low. At the last briefing on basic construction work in the first quarter of 2022, the Bronze People Committee gave instruction to remove difficulties and obstacles in this work.
According to a report on the results on implementing the 2021 Public Investment Plan, the estimated disbursement for the 2021 plan is more than 4,380 billion Vietnam dong, reaching over 95% of the plan assigned by the Prime Minister and over 96% of the plan assigned by the People's Council. The disbursement of ODA capital was low, about 57% of the plan. Citing the causes shows that some units assigned capital plans have not really made efforts to disburse on assigned capital plans. They include the project of compensation for site clearance, to implement the project of mobile barricade economic zone, the first phase, dedicated storage project of Tay City wastewater collection and treatment system, the project of strengthening land management and database in Tay Ninh province, the project of development of urban areas along the Mekong sub-region corridor expanded in mobile Tay Ninh. Evaluating the causes of problems in the disbursement of basic construction plan, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Hung Kings Commemoration said that, in addition to the objective reasons due to the COVID-19 epidemic, but the subjective causes were mainly due to the limitation in the management, compensation, and site clearance. Some departments, branches, and localities have lacked determination in promoting the role of the leader and have not made capital plans close to reality and capability of disbursement. Their work of inspection, examination, and handling of cases of delay and violations have been not timely and serious. Mr. Hung Kings directed the localities to be more rustic, to have solutions to speed up the compensation and site clearance work, promptly handle problems related to land price of right-sold process, compensation plan, strengthen inspection, supervision, and investment evaluation, speed up the implementation of projects, overcoming the subjective situation at the beginning of the year, which is now positive, accumulated in the last months of the year, leading to failure to complete the assigned capital plan. He requested the relevant departments and branches to consult and propose to have a direction to completely handle the problems in basic construction work in some localities.
According to the Urban Development Program of Tay Ninh Province toward 2030, in order to focus on investment in urban development, technical infrastructure item, and urban social infrastructure, Tay Ninh Province will have solutions on capital sources for urban development to approach urban areas in the province.
It is expected that the structure of investment capital sources for urban operating in Tay Ninh includes capital from the central budget, local budget, investment capital to support development and socialization, in which capital source from the central budget supports investment in regional level socio-economic infrastructure works and development of border-gate economy. Meanwhile, the capital from the local budget will prioritize provincial-level key projects. Investment capital to support the development and socialization will focus on improving the quality of life in residential areas, supporting vocational training for workers in rural and suburban areas, gradually transforming to non-agricultural industries, paying attention to protecting of environment, urban ecology, preserving and promoting the values of cultural heritage, history, and good traditional cultural values of the locality. From now to 2030, Tay Ninh province will invest in developing 19 urban areas, raising the province urbanization rate to 57%. After being approved by Tay Ninh Provincial People's Committee on Policy and the outline and estimate of the project on restructuring the agricultural sector of Tay Ninh Province towards increasing added value and sustainable development with a vision to 2030, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development has developed the scheme with the direction each locality must have its own project in the spirit of the direction of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. In recent years, the country's agriculture in general and Tay Ninh Province in particular have been often threatened by risks. To cope with these risks, agricultural production needs to have a change in both market orientation, technological process, and type of organization, which is also a requirement of the Provincial Agricultural Restructuring Project, obtaining in the direction of enhancing quality, added value, and sustainable development. The overall objective of the project is to identify scientific and practical grounds to propose a new role model in agriculture of Tay Ninh Province in order to achieve a high and efficient growth rate. On the basis of redistribution of resources, assess the current state of the structure of agricultural sector in the province, determine the achieved results, the advantage and disadvantage of the current growth model to serve as a basis to confirm the urgency and the need to restructure the province agricultural sector according to a new role model with a vision to 2030. During the economic integration, developing the linkage of value chain in animal husbandry is a very important solution to reorganize production of animal husbandry. This is also an important solution in restructuring the animal husbandry sector in Tay Ninh Province. Implementing the linkage, the role of enterprises always holds the leading position, leading the subjects involved in animal husbandry according to the trend. The state needs to encourage production along the value chain through necessary policies. The support policies of the state for farmers should basically be through enterprises and cooperatives that are both effective, feasible, and sustainable. Therefore, it is necessary to continuously monitor the activities of cooperatives, promptly, partially summarize, learn from experience, and multiply it on a large scale. Value chain linkage in production of animal husbandry have two typical forms of linkage. Specifically, linking along the part of the product from the producer to the consumer is called vertical linkage, and linking objects participating in production and business process, horizontal linkage, of which the vertical linkage is the most comprehensive, advanced, effective, creating safe, traceable, and rented products, which can reduce costs by 12 to 15%.
Turn to all the news. Dear audience, whoever goes back and remember the Ancestor Commemoration Day on the 10th of March on lunar calendar. Every year on the anniversary of Hung Kings Death anniversary, people in Tay Ninh Province, especially Cao Đà religious followers, gathered at Bawater Temple in Lam Hoa Ward, Hoa Thanh Thao, to attend the death anniversary of Hung King.
The death anniversary ceremony is held according to the rite of Cao Đà religion, organized by the Interwards of Long Hoa and Long Tân Bắc. This year, attending the ceremony, there were leaders of local authority at all levels, the representative board of Cao Đà Tay Ninh Religious Society, and a large number of people and religious believers. At exactly 8 a.m. on the 10th of March lunar calendar, the ceremony begins with the rite of blessing wreath and lighting incense in front of the altar of Hung King and the fatherland. These were followed by a ceremony of silence to remember the merits of building and defending the country by Hung Kings, alcohol, and other heroes' martyrs. Finally, there is a ceremony of worshipping and offering according to the rituals of Cao Đà religion. Bawater is a temple to worship people who have made great contributions to the country and Vietnamese people. In Backwater Temple, the main host is the altar of Hung King, and the surrounding area is a place to worship the national salvation gods and fallen soldiers. Every year, this place hosts 5 ceremonies, of which the largest is still the death anniversary of Hung Kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a quiet period due to the impact of the COVID-19 epidemic from the beginning of the 2022 until now, the labor market in the province has changed positively when most businesses have resumed production and business. Accordingly, recruitment demand maintained and increased to ensure production.
After many months of stopping production or moderately operating, up to now, businesses in Tay Ninh province have simultaneously resumed operations. This is a job opportunity for workers. After the epidemic, the company returned to work from the beginning of November. When the company restarted working, there was also a lot of change in workers. The company then also accepted workers each day. However, the number of workers leaving is still much higher than the new recruitment source. Currently, the company is also posting recruitment on many sources such as on Zillow or banners to recruit more. Our country's demand to recruit workers is very necessary, especially at this time. The amount of goods is very large and accelerates the development of the company. The labor resources which we need are very abundant. In this year, our company can recruit up to 1,000 more workers. Returning to the new normal status, many businesses in Tay Ninh province have rerouted workers to speed the production and business recovery. With the lack of human resources at the enterprises specializing in manufacturing industry, unskilled workers have many advantages to choose suitable jobs in which the requirements of enterprises for worker skill are not too strict. According to the situation, many companies are also facing difficulty in recruiting human resources. We receive unskilled workers or new workers. If the company needs skilled positions, then we will train them. The average salary of employees in the company is about 8 million Vietnam dong per month if they work for 8 hours, and if they work overtime, their income can be increased, maybe 11 to 12 million or even 30 million Vietnam dong per month. On salary and other policies for workers are fully implemented in accordance with the law. Every year, we have the 13-month salary bonus, and at the same time, on major holidays in Vietnam, we have a regime suitable for our employees. The epidemic is rarely under control. Businesses that start operating again need to recruit a large number of workers to restart production. According to a survey conducted in mid-March by Tay Ninh Provincial Employment Service Center, at 123 companies and enterprises in the province, they have the need to recruit more than 38,000 employees, of which businesses in industrial zones and clusters employ more than 13,000 workers. Businesses outside the industrial parks recruit over 6,600 employees. Job opportunities are great, but workers should also be wary of recruitment tactics like work, high salary, just pay a brokerage fee to have jobs for some subjects. In fact, many workers have been deceived by this tactic. In order to avoid this situation, employees need to choose a reputable employment service center, come to companies and businesses to apply for jobs. Currently, Tay Ninh Provincial Employment Service Center has opened many trading sessions to connect supply-demand. Laborers can come to these sessions to get free advice on job search in accordance with their skills and abilities.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.